This is Blue Gold News Now, your spot for current events, campus news, and everything in between. Now, live from Tower's basement, it's BNN with our hosts Alex Rubio and Marissa Day.
Good evening, I'm Alex Rubio.
And I'm Marissa Day. Coming up tonight, Epilogue returns with a discussion about some new releases.
But first, the Banff Mountain Film Festival Tour will be making an appearance at the Pablo Center. Coming up on April 23rd, the Pablo Center will be hosting the return of the Banff Mountain Film Festival World Tour. The Banff Mountain Film Festival is one of the most prestigious and long-running festivals in the world, with 2023 marking the 45th year in a row that the celebration has been held. The films will be showing from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. located at the Pablo Center at the Confluence. All of the shows will be completely different from those shown in December, and the show will be focused on action-packed adventures amped full of spectacular high-speed drama. The shows will be selected from a pool of around 400 award-winning and crowd favorites. Students can purchase their tickets for $5 at thepablocenter.org.
April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and the Barron County Fine Arts Gallery is once again hosting the What Were You Wearing art exhibit. The self-guided exhibit, which is composed of personal stories and visual depictions of what survivors were wearing when they were sexually assaulted, is meant to convey a simple yet powerful message, that clothing does not equal consent. The exhibit will be displayed through April 27th in partnership with Embrace, a nonprofit organization that provides shelter and support services to survivors of sexual assault in and around Barron County. You know, Alex, I was just thinking about this exhibit, and I think that it's super impactful that they are using this opportunity to uplift survivors' voices and, really show everyone that, a survivor of sexual assault doesn't have a certain look to them, and anyone can be affected.
No, I definitely agree. I think this is one of the most important topics in the 21st century that we need to discuss, and I'm very glad that the counties and more so the schools are taking this topic seriously.
Mm-hmm. BNN will return with information on the McIntyre Library's recording studio, the upcoming tuition increase,
and more after this short break. Hey there, Blue Golds. Need a spot to record your next project? McLean Library may have what you're looking for.
BNN's Evan Claymar has the story.
Thanks, Alex and Marissa. UWEC's campus library has several studios on the lower levels that can be used for a variety of digital products. Free for all students and staff to utilize, the studios can be reserved at the main desk or on the McIntyre Library website. The library has 2 studios for audio, one for photo and video, one for virtual reality, and a common workspace between them. Each space has its own specialized equipment with instruments and editing software in the audio studio and photography and lighting equipment in the photo-video studio, ensuring that students have the tools to succeed no matter what they're working on. I spoke to the studio manager, Kong Yang, to find more about what the studios might be useful for.
The sky is the limit with the studios. Obviously, if you're working on digital projects such as a video or a podcast or a music recording, they are excellent for that. But if you just want to take a picture or do some type of like a poster and you want to get pictures taken, they are excellent for that as well. Anything that people want to do in terms of digital, if you want to do a video editing project, we have the resources to do post-production.
Reserve a studio. Just go to the library.uwec.edu, click the Spaces and Collections tab, and select Reserve a Digital Studio Room. I'm Evan Claymar reporting for Blue Gold News Now. Back to you, Alex and Marissa.
So, what do you think about the recording studio?
I think we should get started on that BNN podcast we talked about.
I think that would be a great idea. For any of you who didn't know, there was a few weeks where we kind of didn't have visuals, and we were thinking about turning it into a podcast, and I thought that would be a very spectacular idea. So I agree.
Think that would be a great idea. Well, on April 21st, this Friday, and Saturday, April 22nd, the Eau Claire Jazz Festival returns for its 57th year. The Eau Claire Jazz Festival is an annual event that gives jazz musicians at UWEC the opportunity to learn from local jazz musicians and offers the community a unique set of events and performances. The events slotted for this year's Eau Claire Jazz Festival include a jazz crawl down historic Barstow, student education sessions and masterclasses for both students and directors, and a concert series held at the Pablo Center. For more information on Jazz Fest 2023, visit www.eauclairejazz.com. Alex, have you ever been a fan of jazz?
I just have to ask quickly, do you like jazz?
Do I like jazz?
Yeah, do you like jazz?
I might like jazz if I was going to a jazz crawl on Barstow.
It does sound exciting. I have not listened to much jazz, but the stuff that I have heard, I do enjoy a lot.
It sounds like it's going to be a really exciting event for a lot of UW Eau Claire students, and it's fun that we have a jazz program. I think that's such a unique opportunity.
Yeah, I think it'll be an interesting opportunity for all Blue Golds who want to check it out.
Awesome.
Okay, so for the first time in 10 years, the University of Wisconsin Board of Regents has approved the increase of tuition for all students attending Wisconsin universities. This decision was made and processed early May, and they had just sent out an email about it to all the students last week.
The increase in tuition will be applied to all students. The tuition for Wisconsin residents as well as Minnesota residents will be increasing by $283. The tuition for non-residents of Wisconsin will be going up by $811. This increase will begin this fall and won't be changing anytime soon. The university remains committed to ensuring our tuition is affordable. It also helps to know that UW Eau Claire remains one of the most affordable universities in the Midwest, as well as beyond. Interim Vice Chancellor Billy Fels is confident that this increase in tuition may actually be a good thing.
So the UW system is the one that decided that it was time to increase tuition. So there had been a 10-year tuition freeze, and so all of the schools, all 13 campuses in the UW system, has not seen an increase in their tuition for a decade. So with the increase of costs and inflation, we were at a point where we needed more money coming into campus to help support some of the great programs that we do and higher quality and keep quality faculty and staff on our campuses.
If you or any of your friends are already having a tough time paying tuition, please reach out to our financial aid office in Blue Gold Central. They are located on the first floor of Vicki Lord Larson Hall. You can stop by whenever you would like or even send them an email. You are not alone.
Coming up after the break, Epilogue is back, and here Marissa and I will be taking a look at and sharing some of our thoughts on some of the new releases. Welcome back, everyone, to Epilogue, where we are going to be taking a look at some of the newest and hit releases to hit cinemas. First up on Epilogue, we take a look at the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Iconic video game character Mario debuts in his first animated feature-length film. Mario and his friends are cast into a strange and magical world where they must fight against the forces of evil to save the Mushroom Kingdom. Well, so I know that we went to go see the Mario movie together.
We did,
so
yeah. It was
what did you
super
think
fun.
about it?
I really enjoyed the Mario movie. I haven't seen any of the other Mario productions that have come out of the 21st century or before, but I have really, really enjoyed, I kept up with some of the press releases talking about the new cast and everything and the voice actors, and we had just such a fun experience. We went with, the rest of TV10, so it was just a really great experience to spend a lot of time bonding, and great film overall.
Yeah, I know that plan was made in I think 5 minutes in the studio, and it was just like, all right, who wants to go to the Mario movie? And I'm like, that sounds like fun for me. So
It just took off. I mean,
Yeah.
it was great.
no, it was pretty good. I do have to say, it was a little quick for my liking. It was a little fast paced, but other than that, I really liked the voice acting. The animation was obviously beautiful. So I think all in all, it was a great movie and amazing for kids and family alike.
I would completely agree. Well, and you mentioned the voice acting, and I happen to be a big Jack Black fan.
Oh yeah, I was
So,
watching a bunch of Jack Black earlier
Jack
today.
Black as Bowser releasing that smash hit of Peaches, man.
Oh God, that was honestly amazing. I saw an interview with him afterwards, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Peaches is not just a song that Bowser sings. It's it comes from his soul." And I'm like, I could feel
does.
that. I could feel that.
I think we really get that vibe from Jack Black. I think he's such a fantastic actor and voice actor. So
Yeah.
among other things that he is.
Yeah, no, Jack Black, honestly, at least for me, kind of really made that film because he's very nostalgic with me for just obviously Poe and Kung Fu Panda and some of his other pieces, Schoolhouse Rock.
Right.
Yeah, he's just he's a wonderful actor all around.
Right.
So.
Well, and I thought it was such an interesting casting choice to choose Anya Taylor-Joy as the voice of Princess Peach. I don't know if you know much about Anya Taylor-Joy.
I know that she was in Chef. No.
What is it? The Menu.
The Menu.
The
She was in The
Menu.
Menu, right?
Right.
Because I just because for some actors it's hard for me to put the face to it.
Right.
To put the face to the character. And I was kind of struggling there until I saw a clip where it was her standing next to the character, and I was like, oh, she was from The Menu. I thought she did a pretty good job at Peach as well.
I thought she did really good, and I think what I liked about the portrayal of Princess Peach was that it's a lot more empowering than I thought it might be. That was one of my concerns coming into it, you know? So, I mean, I think Princess Peach has always been a very fun character throughout the Mario franchise, all of the games and the films, but I think that it was really exciting to see her in a more empowering leadership role. And Anya Taylor-Joy's voice as Princess Peach wasn't necessarily recognizable as Anya Taylor-Joy.
Which sometimes is a good thing.
I think it served the role well.
Yeah, exactly. And that one scene where they were like trying not to spoil, but where like they built the entire like Mario running like thing, the entire course. That was really cool. And to see Peach doing it, Mario obviously couldn't do it because he just got sent into this world. It was a very wonderful just experience to watch.
Yeah.
But moving on to our next movie. Next up, we will be taking a look at a more fantastical world. A film set in the imaginative world of Dungeons & Dragons, Honor Among Thieves, is an action-packed adventure that looks to be pumped full of crazy monsters, magic, and mystique. Ooh. So how much do you know about D&D?
How much do I know about D&D? Well, I know about as much as the characters from Stranger Things did.
Okay.
So I'm picking up
the Demogorgons, Vecna, stuff like that.
I'm picking up what's being put down. Yeah. I have always thought it was so interesting. I'm a total fantasy lover. I love to read, so any fantasy books I really eat up, but I do get a little bit into that. I'm getting more into board games now, and D&D is like one of the most famous build-your-own sort of games.
Exactly.
It's so creative and immersive, and it's so exciting to see that like they had this movie come out of that, because it's been a long time coming.
No, I thought when D&D originally got sent out for a movie. I haven't seen it yet. I think that's why my rating says unknown. I haven't seen it yet. I really do want to see it, but I'm planning on going to see it with like a big group of friends that I know back home who play D&D. But originally when I had heard about it coming out, I was kind of skeptical, because I was like, how do you really make a movie about what's in the mind of the players?
Right,
know?
How do you encapsulate the feeling of playing D&D?
Like the creativity that's meant to be just like what happens in a room together with like your friends. But when I heard that it wasn't really, it was basically just taking the idea of the game of D&D and just placing characters and taking basically a story of that and making a movie about it. I thought that was a lot more interesting, because it just it takes the monsters. Actually, you'll see an owl bear there, and I believe that one's concept art. The rest of the shots are just shots of them like from the movie, like the characters.
Right. So interesting.
But it like with a lot of movies as of recently, the animation and the CGI is starting to look really good.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, and it's so interesting because I was reading up on D&D, and it turns out that the cast of D&D, Honor Among Thieves, played a campaign of D&D as their characters.
I heard about that.
Which is so incredible, because I feel like in order to understand really what D&D is and to be able to portray that, because it is such a personal and unique experience per campaign. You know, it's all like, it's a bonding experience, I think, for every player, both with the story, with the character, and with the people around them.
Yeah.
So like hearing that it was this immersive experience and educational experience for the actors was really, really exciting.
When I had heard that originally too, I was actually, that honestly made me respect the movie even more, because like with a lot of movies, in order to like get into the mind of what your characters are going to be and what you're going to be doing in the movie, a lot of people do study up ahead and make sure that they can immerse themselves in their characters completely. And since they had to legitimately play their characters in the world and had to envision everything, it would have been almost interesting to hear some of the insights of the cast to see, it's like, okay, so when you were imagining your character, did you then go to the dress, or not the dress rehearsal, but to the costume designers and say, this is what I want my character to look like?
Right.
Because that would be super fun, because that's, I mean, for anyone who plays D&D, that's kind of like the dream, right? One day to like get your story told on the big screen.
Well, right, to be able to embody that character, you know, in a more real life setting is such a cool experience, and that's why a lot of D&Ders will do cosplay or go to Renaissance fairs and festivals as their character, which is such a cool concept. So I'm really looking forward. I haven't seen the movie either, so I'm looking forward to see it hopefully coming soon. Yes,
maybe that can be a TV 10 thing. we can all go see it as well. Rent out the entire theater again.
Yeah.
No, I think with movies coming out recently, I don't know. I feel like 2023 has been pretty good so far.
I feel like there's a lot to look forward to. Well, I don't know if you've heard much about it, it's all I can hear about now. But the Barbie movie is coming out.
I had seen a little about that.
Movie?
I don't know how to feel about that just yet because I obviously, I haven't done much studying on like the Barbie universe, but I've heard from people who have like kind of been up, because apparently there's also like Barbie games and things.
Yeah.
That it seems to be pretty faithful to the stories that have been going on.
I grew up watching a lot of the Barbie movies, and Mattel just keeps cranking out these like awesome movies for Barbie, and now we get a live action film, which is like something that I never knew that I wanted. But Margot Robbie as Barbie is such an interesting choice. I'm very excited to see what happens because she is everything. She's Barbie and he's just Ken. Is kind of the tagline. So I think it's going to be really interesting, an interesting take on Barbie and what she does because she literally is everything. She does everything. So Barbie, as a character, has been a fairy princess. She's been a mermaid. She's been a doctor. She's been a multi-billionaire, a
horse
race
rider,
car driver,
like Barbie
a
is
fashion
anything,
designer. Like Barbie is everywhere. And like good on Mattel for like seeking out.
Yeah, no, I think with a lot of movies, there's a lot to look forward to, and a lot of, I think the main word I'm looking for is creative new things, like something new to go out and watch. Originality, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Some more original movies, and I don't know, I'm quite excited to see where the movies go and where that also takes Epilogue.
Yeah, well, I think we'll wrap with that.
I believe so.
That's all we've got for you tonight.
Join us next week for your latest news, updates, and weather.
Make sure to check out TV10 on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. I'm Marissa Day.
And I'm Alex Rubio. Thank you, and good night.